Hello happy souls, this is my new project Suzuki Max $100 revamp, and these are all the chapters which I've categorized for this restoration project. And now we are in chapter 12, building this bike. In that we are in part 3. Today we are going to assemble these things, and starting with the 4 gaiters. And this is mainly used to protect the oil seal from dust and other things. Mostly you can see in Royal Enfield, Himalayan, Hero, X-Pulse, Impulse and other off-road vehicles. Mainly it protects the oil seal, and for installing it has a direction. 2 holes are provided for the vent, because when it compresses it releases the air inside the 4 gaiters, and for that vent the hole should be facing at the back of the fork assembly. And after mounting this, there are 2 clips provided, and uh, this is of low quality, so I will be replacing it with other clamps. And after mounting this, we can go to the bracket assembly for the headlight unit. And this comes with 2 rubbers, which is the old part, new one is not available. And after installing this, this will be seated with the front fork assembly, and also it holds the headlight unit. And the fork comes with a bush inside it, and a washer and a bolt assembly outside. And align the lower part of the cone set assembly, and then insert the fork assembly. And after this, at this time we have to clip the side headlight bracket assembly. And there is a small hack for this one. When you mount, you can find these three dots. This should be facing inside, and the free space at the bottom part, these are the 2 things we have to notice. And after this, align the top part of the cone assembly, and then put the washers and the bolts. Do the same for the other end. The main part is we have to put the mudguard unit and the front wheel assembly, all these things, and just you have to give a hand tight. And after this alignment we have to tighten one by one. And that is a proper way for tightening the front fork assembly. And after doing this, do the same for the other end also. And this comes with 22 mm spanner, and we will be tightening it later. And then we can move to the handlebar unit. And the original one came with chrome plating, and the position was different, so I tried for the same type, but it is not available in the market. And then I tried the Suzuki Shogun one. This is it, which was black in color, which was suitable, and it was very comfortable when compared to the previous handlebar. So I used this, and for mounting this it has 2 clamps. And after putting that, mount the 4 bolts in its place. And when you find the biting point, you can stop tightening it, because for alignment this should be parallel to the front fork assembly. If you see, this has to be parallel. And if that is not suitable, you can also use your comfortable position, and then finally you can tighten it with 12 mm spanner. And for the brake assembly, and this is a lever which pulls a brake. Put the washer and the spring and the cylindrical part, and finally the brake nut. This is a 14 mm nut. And this is one sub assembly, and this has to be assembled with the front part of the rear wheel lever. And for this you have to put a washer and a split pin, and after putting these, split both the ends. And you can now put the entire assembly into the chassis unit. And for this, here this will be a moving part, so I'm greasing this part. And in between there comes a spring which retains the brake pedal after applying. And the U part, the bent part, will come at the bottom, and at the chassis a hole is given that has to seat for the spring. And after this, put the spring in its place, the washer and the split pin. And after this you can see a hole at the mounting area, that is for the rear brake light switch. And the free play should be a normal, and take the rear brake switch, and this is how you adjust. It is free, it can freely rotate inside the bracket assembly. No need to take off like this, it can we can easily mount it, and just for adjusting I am showing this video. And this is how you adjust the brake lever. Depending upon the length, the travel of the spring, the light may vary, so we can tighten it when we install the brakes and rear wheel assemblies. And after this we have to install the spring unit, and this is the one which pulls the brake light switch to and fro. You can put this spring in either direction, and after that we have to mount the front footrest assembly. And one more thing, in previous video we saw mounting the rear brake pedal, and after mounting the brake pedal we have to mount the front part of the footrest, because we can't tighten it. We can put the front brake pedal after installing the footrest. So after aligning, put the two 12mm bolts at either sides. Like there are four mountings, like two with normal bolt assembly, and other end they are welded with weld nuts. And other thing is like it comes with the engine nut and bolt assembly. Like first we have to hand tighten the two 12mm bolts, and then after installing we can tighten it. But if we want it to align it properly, you can use this nut and bolt assembly of the engine, and then after aligning we can give a normal tight or full tight. And here I am tightening it, and then we can take off the engine nut and bolt assembly. And then these are the footrest. It cost me around 51, and there is a hole, like after installing it may come off, and for taking and for spraying there is a hole. You can use WD-40 for removing these things. And if you feel too tight, you can use soap water or just normal water, because you shouldn't use like oil or grease, because it will stay there for a long time, and it won't rubber is to hold and produce friction. But when you apply like fluids, it won't do the work. And after this we can move to the next main part, the side stand. And there are many manufacturers for this, and the spanner number may vary, that's why I haven't mentioned here. And this is like one thread part will be given at the stand itself, because this is a mandatory part. So you won't the stand won't come even if the nut is not available. And after tightening these things, we have to put the spring back, which retracts the stand in its place. And that is one end, this is other end. This is the simplest way which I know. And if you want, you can use this, or there are many methods, you can use whatever and whichever is convenient for you. And this is a sprocket hub, and for new one it costs around 350. And take the axle wheel and put like this, and if you start hitting, this sprocket will easily come at the other end. And this is the cover, or you can call it as oil seal also. Mainly here the purpose is just to adjust the dust cover. And after taking this assembly, remove the axle nut, and this is how it looks. Inside it a shaft will be there, and inside it the whole bearing and the axle nut will be going. And take the assemblies and clean it, and if needed remove the rust with emery paper, and align the new one like this, and you can start hit around the corners because these are mounted at the corners, so we have to tighten it with the corner because if you hit at the center, this may damage the ball of the ball bearing. And then if you want, it is it is already went inside, but if you hit with the old bearing, it will also sit inside, so I'm using a bolt assembly around the corners. Then seat the same with the old bearing for the dust cover, and then finally installing this pocket assembly here. And you may have a confusion where the marking will come or not, because mainly for instruction and reading or for replacing the number of teeth and other things are mentioned at the outer part, because while cleaning and other maintenance work, we can easily read the spec of the part, and for that these things have to come at the outer end. Same condition for the front sprocket, and put the bolt assembly inside, and then the washer plates, and then the nut. And these washer plates are used to hold the nut in its place, even even after riding miles and miles, it won't come. The purpose is to hold the nut in its place. And for mounting, we are using this old wheel hub, and put the crusher rubber inside it for holding the sprocket hub assembly, and then give it a normal tight with the spanner, or else you have to keep some holding devices for holding the hub assembly, which won't be more convenient other than this. So I'm using this, and after tightening these nut and bolt assemblies, you have to bend these washer clips to hold the nut. This protects from falling off the nut and bolt assembly. Mainly it stops the rotation of the nut. And then now we can put the spacer or collar assembly inside the sprocket. Before that, we have to grease every parts, because these parts are like moving parts, and periodically we have to maintain it, clean it, and you have to grease it. After this, the spacer has to come inside the sprocket assembly, and you can see there is a cut given, a box shaping is given, so if you flip, we can't install. And this is how the way it locks. And after ensuring the direction, put the chain adjuster in its place, and then start installing the sprocket assembly. The cut has to come and travel inside this swing arm assembly. And after that, put the nut in its place, that is 27 mm nut. Don't tighten it fully, because we will be adjusting it according to the slag length, because engine is not mounted yet, and then we can see it later. And for demonstration, I am using this method now, but you can use you can mount the chains after installing the engine and other things, because I'm going to install the chain cover now, and for visibility it would be more convenient. And take the chain like this, and front part of the engine is not installed, so I will be mounting it with a string or a thread. For locking, you have to put these lock nuts and the side plates, and you have to just give a press. And then now I'm putting the chain covers, and this is called the lip area, and provision is given to slide there, so you have to properly seat that in the locking area. And for the top it comes with four 10 bolts of same type and one long type 10 bolt. And for the top, three will come, and these two are of same type. And after tightening this, see, one is the longest one. This will be mounted with the swing arm assembly and the chain cover assembly. For this, a bell nut will be provided at the chain cover itself, and for other two things it will be in the swing arm assembly. Then upper part is completed, and for installing lower part, it is the main part, because whenever we service or maintain or adjust, we mainly remove these lower part, and this has to sit inside the lip area of the upper part. And align it properly and just put these two 10 bolts. If you see here, you can see the chain traveling area, and you can see it is properly seated. Here, this is the lip area, it is properly seated, and this is the back part of the lip area. Now we can tighten the 10 bolts, and see you in next video.